I was recently asked, what do you do when your relationship feels stagnant? It's a common challenge that many couples face when the spark seems to fade and the routines take over. Whether you're retired or not, it's easy to let everyday responsibilities take over. Today, we're talking date nights or day dates. I'm going to help you discover to keep that love alive. And I have been married for 40 years. And I want to help couples make the most of their relationship with real life experiences. So, spending quality time together isn't just about spending time together, it's about that quality piece. It's about connecting, and connecting is everything. How are we going to connect? Well, this suggestion happens to be date nights. We're going to deepen connections, create lasting memories with date nights. Whether it's a spontaneous date night or a planned date night, making time for each other will improve your relationship. So when I talk about date nights, I'm also talking about day dates. So the two situations can be interchanged throughout this video. So let's explore why date nights matter. The first thing is to understand quality time. Date nights in a relationship is about thrilling moments, moments when you and your partner connect and make new memories. It's not just about being in the same space, such as sitting on the couch, watching TV. It's about taking a dive into new adventures, whether it's simple as walking or going on a weekend getaway. It's about taking adventures together and leaving all those distractions behind. The chores, what kind of repairs need to be done around the house, and what kind of appointments do we have to do this week. It's about leaving a lot of those distractions behind and taking the time to be together on a mini adventure or a long adventure. You can explore new hiking trails, you can try new restaurants, you can work on perfecting your sourdough recipe together, or just going on a spontaneous road trip. You could try golfing and fishing and walking and hiking, horseback riding, bike riding. The possibilities are endless. At the end of this video, I'm going to share examples of 3 different couples using date nights to strengthen their relationship. Perhaps one of them fits what you're going through right now. Do you want to learn about new and different experiences that will help you deepen your relationship and will create unforgettable memories? It's these epic moments that make your relationship come alive and become memorable. So what we're trying to do is add layers and layers on top of your relationship so you have memories and things to talk about, things to reflect on, things to learn to enjoy together. So let me start off with a recent experience that I had with my husband. Recently, we had to evacuate Florida because of Hurricane Milton. It was all over the news, and it was a big Category 3 that was coming through, headed right towards where we live. And we had to leave our home. We left our home with a lot of anxiety and worry, but we had no idea that it was going to turn into a date night for us. It was incredible. We were forced to leave all these distractions behind, the weather, the news, and we got in the car and we took off and we just started heading north, and we ended up in Hilton Head. It was great to leave this all behind because the news and the people that we live around were just absolutely consumed by it. And rightfully so, because destruction was heading our way. But it can be overwhelming, and that anxiety is really hard to handle sometimes. So we evacuated and we got a hotel room, and we found a hotel outside of Hilton Head in South Carolina. After checking in, we asked the desk personnel where we could go to just have dinner. Taking a risk, we took the advice and we actually got a really good recommendation. We were able to dine outside at Benny's and watch a fantastic sunset, and it just washed away all of that anxiety, and it washed away all of the consuming news. And I'm going to insert some photos so that you can see what we experienced, because it was truly memorable, and we're not going to forget it, because we would have never left if a hurricane wasn't coming through, and we would have never had that experience unless the hurricane came through. So let's talk about the benefits of that date night. We left all our worries behind. We left the impending doom of a horrific hurricane, and yet we found peace. We found peace and adventure. We found romance. It was beautiful out. We found gratefulness for being together. Something so, it seems so simple to be grateful together. And that's what we had. And we realized that evening that no matter what comes our way, a hurricane, some impending doom, the fear of the unknown, we had each other and we were together. So as the day progressed, our worries started slipping away and we just enjoyed the evening together. Now we still have to wake up the next morning and find out what happened, and it all kind of ended well, but this date night was fantastic. So what are some other benefits that date night can provide? Well, it can significantly enhance a couple's relationship. First and foremost, date nights provide time to be dedicated to each other. And that bears repeating. For couples, dedication is time that is important to connect and strengthen an emotional bond. Dedication time allows for deeper, meaningful conversations and shared experiences. And that's exactly what happened when we evacuated from Florida from Hurricane Milton at Category 3 and ended up in a hotel room in Hilton Head, South Carolina. It was an unforgettable adventure. Do I want to evacuate my home because of a hurricane? No, I don't want to do that. But this was a great reminder for us to take the time to realize some of the simplicity of just being together and being dedicated to each other and being grateful for what we have. So, dedication time is focused on each other. It's not focused on the outside distractions like a hurricane or maintaining a house or taking care of family issues. It should not take something like a hurricane for that to happen. The best date nights focus on being together, doing the things you enjoy most. They serve as a reminder of the importance of prioritizing the relationship. Breaking a routine can be simple. When you and your partner step outside of everyday habits, it happens and it opens the door to new experiences and to excitement. This creates a way, when you break a routine, to shake things up. It allows a couple to discover new interests together. It strengthens bonds, and you can share in the thrill of the unexpected. Personally, when the unexpected happens, that is when I feel the most connected. It feels like an inside joke or a real experience between the two of us that invokes the strongest of all the commitments. So here's another personal example of my life. My husband and I decided to take a road trip following a long recovery of a life threatening illness. The illness kept us homebound for a while. When I say a while, I meant months, like a year. And we spent a lot of time at the doctor's offices and various hotel stays. And it felt like we were caught in a twister. It was just a circling vortex of medical conditions and just trying to stay ahead of what was coming next. And understandably, it consumed our days and years. And then it was like a door opened up, and I said, Michael, we're going to go on a trip. I think we're at the point where we're going to be able to do this. And we did. We decided to take the trip. It felt like a huge risk at that time, but I also felt at the same time we needed to take that adventure. It was a long time, and we needed, and I knew we needed to find a distraction. We needed to get away briefly for just a few days to get away from those medical issues and that circling vortex that we were in. So we decided to drive to Niagara Falls. We stayed a few days and a few nights, and it was great. We found a hotel room and we crossed the border, which was a whole nother adventure. And we decided one night after dinner we were just going to go to the casino. And we went and we just sat there on a bench and we just watched people come and go and come and go, and it was great. It was what my husband loves to people watch, and he'll do it anywhere, from a casino to New York City to New Orleans, or even in our community at a dance. He just loves to people watch, and it's fun to watch him have a great time doing it. So we're sitting on this bench in Niagara Falls, and something happened. And something just happened. It was like a small miracle to us. A couple from the local area, I imagine, in Niagara Falls, just walked up to us and they gave us 2 free tickets to go see Mark Knopfler. And so, if you don't know who Mark Knopfler is, you just got to Google him and just watch a couple of videos of him. He's a musician. So my husband and I turned to each other. We were just like a little bit in shock and yet thrilled. And we smiled. And we didn't say a word. But without hesitation, we took the tickets. And we took the tickets with joy and gratitude. And we were like 2 little kids. And we took those tickets in our hands and we just walked right up to the door and got in, and all of a sudden all of our distractions were left behind, and we felt like we were on a date night. And it was so good to just be together, to be enjoying something different from that circling vortex that we were in. It turns out when we gave the usher our tickets, he kept walking towards the front, and he kept walking, and we're both looking back at each other going, wow, how far is he going to go before he gets us to our tickets, to our seats? And it turns out we were like less than 7 rows from the front, and we just sat there and watched the show like 2 grateful kids. It was fantastic. It opened up the window for us to change from that circling vortex that we were in into being a little more adventurous, and to stepping out of that comfort zone we had built for a year or 2 years from being in doctor's offices and being in hospitals, and it just lifted our spirits so much. And it built a new relationship that we were focusing now on going forward. That evening spread into the next day. And we got up, we had breakfast, and like breakfast even tasted better. The whole trip turned our lives around. The world seemed more desirable to experience, and to experience it together, which was more important. We still talk about that experience today. It's just an unforgettable moment in our lives that just turned our life around. Ultimately, you want to create lasting memories. That was a lasting memory. And you're going to find your own as long as you just keep trying to be a little more adventurous. And being on a date night sometimes can lead that into that little bit of adventure that gives you a turning point to think about other things. So life is made up of moments. Moments and experiences you share. You share with your significant other that can become the stories that you tell for years to come. Each new experience adds a layer to your relationship. It creates a rich tapestry of shared history that you can look back on, you can reflect, and it just brings smiles, and you can look back on it fondly. Imagine reminiscing about a time you traveled and you ended up discovering a hidden gem of a restaurant. My husband and I have several of these moments, mostly because we share a common love for food, for good food. Are you ready for another story? Well, 40 years ago, when my husband and I were dating, and I can remember distinctly telling him one of my favorite things to do with him is just to go out and eat. It was very simple, but we would sit in front of each other and we would talk, and we would talk about the food, or we would talk about our future, but it created a moment where we could connect and start building our relationship. To this day, we still enjoy this activity together. And I think once you find the activities that you enjoy together with your significant other, you can just build on it. And you can continue to build on it. And it just becomes a core experience for you to have, whether it's a special date night or a simple date night. You can just build on that common core that you guys both enjoy. My husband and I were recently in Georgia on a different overnight stay. We decided to go across the street to a hotel for dinner. And it turns out that hotel was delicious. We were blown away by the food. We ate and talked at the Little Donkey in Montgomery, Alabama. We enjoyed a simple, well-constructed, and tasty dinner. We would never have experienced that meal unless we were a little bit adventurous. And it was only right across the street. Good date nights can be just right across the street. All you have to be is a little adventurous. We do have some favorite restaurants in our hometown that we like to go to and we enjoy, so we don't always have to travel. We can experience similar date nights locally. If you enjoy going out and going out for dinner or going out for movies, it doesn't have to be that complicated. And it doesn't have to be something that's really planned. It could be a little more spontaneous. My husband and I enjoy lots of other activities besides dining. Finding fun to do is easy. To name a few, we enjoy walking, fishing, nature, traveling. Try to find out what you do as a couple that you both share a common interest in. And that could be the beginning point of your adventure and the date night. or the day date. Sharing experiences is where the magic really happens. Engaging in activities that bring you both joy, strengthens your relationship, and adds memories. Memories and laughter are vital for a strong relationship. Sometimes a special moment is created in the strangest of places. I can think of several moments that have happened in elevators that makes us both laugh, or dancing on a cruise ship, or playing a game of salad bowl, our favorite family game. Be sure to look up salad bowl for a fun night with your family and friends. I have not met anyone who doesn't like that game. Look up salad bowl. Anyways, here comes another story. During one of our overnight date nights on our way to breakfast, my husband and I were recently in an elevator. Together, of course. Before I continue the story, I want to provide some context. My husband has a great sense of humor. He and I both understand we are an aging couple. Our life expectancy is a ticking clock, and we are very serious about how that journey is played out ahead of us for as long as possible. Back to the elevator. We're in the elevator. It has poor lighting. It's somewhat smaller than a normal elevator. Not your average sized elevator. It's older. It's small and it's dark, and that's the best way I can describe it. As the elevator door closes, we both look at each other. And we look at each other with concern. And that's when my husband turns and says to me, "That was like our tomb door closing." We both laughed out loud. But indeed, the closure of that elevator door sounded creepy, cryptic, and morbid, like a heavy sliding metal limb on a tomb. Feeling like it was the passage to our doom or demise. Now, that may seem scary, but it really wasn't. It was a lighthearted moment that we shared together. And it was a familiar reminder that we are together. So the more time a couple spends together, the easier it will make traveling through the tough times when they come. It turns out that the elevator ride was more memorable than the breakfast. You just never know where the memory will be made unless you are committed and devoted to time together, such as a date night. Creating lighthearted moments will help you connect on a deeper level. It creates intimacy, it creates understanding, it creates lighthearted moments. When you create time for fun or adventure, your relationship becomes not just a partnership, but an adventure, a journey, a thrilling time devoted to each other. Now, besides my storytelling here, there are some practical ideas for date nights. From classic date nights to creative date nights to unique date nights to budget-friendly date nights. And I have some suggestions for you. So a classic date night or day date, mostly date nights, is dinner at a favorite restaurant. You can go to the movies. You can go to a sporting event. You can go to a museum. You can play mini golf. You can go golfing. You can go bowling. If you haven't been bowling in a while, you should give it a try, because some of the bowling alleys right now have totally upped their game. They have upped their facilities, and there is all sorts of new fun that can be had there, like arcades and dining. So check them out if you get the chance. For creative and unique date nights or day dates, you can think about something like a balloon ride, take dancing lessons. You can schedule a day spa or a mystery date, a road trip, a weekend getaway, wine or beer tasting. There are so many new things to try. Like I even see axe throwing right now is a popular trend. For some budget friendly options, try a picnic in the park, go to the beach, go stargazing, watch your favorite movie at home, have game night, attend free or low cost local events such as farmer markets, concert series, or community festivals. In Florida, we have a free concert series that's the first Thursday of every month. The concert venue is at the beach. We pack our dinner, we pack snacks, we pack drinks, and we pack a beach chair and we head out for the night. We watch the entertainment and we get to watch the sunset. It's a beautiful night together. It's a night set aside for us to be together to enjoy nature, music, and food. A great combination. Now, I hope you're ready because here comes some real life examples. And there are 3 examples about how date nights can strengthen a relationship. If you are a couple and find yourself stuck in a routine, try a monthly date night tradition. Take turns planning the evening. Like 1 month it'll be you and 1 month it'll be your significant other. That way there you can mix it up a little bit and it always isn't one person's responsibility. And you can surprise the other one. It could be a picnic at their favorite park. You can pack some sandwiches and a favorite dessert. Then you can just go sit on a bench and talk about your early years together. Talking about your early years together will remind you of why you fell in love. This simple act can intentionally transform your relationship. Dedicating time can lead to deeper conversations and to a stronger bond. If you are a working couple and you're a couple that is busy with a work schedule, too much work can lead to a couple that feels disconnected. Try a weekly date night in. Try cooking together, then watch a movie. One night, try a cooking class online, like learning to make sushi. The shared experience can bring laughter and a sense of adventure. You can discover a new hobby together. Subscribe to a food service such as Home Chef or Blue Apron. These are perfect for that date night in. Not only will it improve your communication as a couple, but it makes appreciation for each other's company and different skills. If you are in a new relationship, try going to local festivals, farmers markets, or nature preserves. This can allow you to bond over new experiences and share new discoveries. Outdoor adventures is a great way to help a relationship grow and to get closer together. And it can also help you build those new memories together. These scenarios on how to intentionalize date nights can strengthen relationships, rekindle romance, and foster deeper connections through shared experiences with creativity. Share your favorite date night experiences below. Shared experiences not only strengthen communication, but also remind couples of love, devotion, and connection that has brought them together in the first place. So, whether you're planning a cozy night in or adventurous outing, remember the key to a successful date night lies in the effort to connect, the effort to enjoy each other's company. Make date nights a priority and watch your relationship go from stagnant to devotion. My husband and I often talk about the best place to be. The best place to be is together, to be united and supporting, loving, committed, and kind to each other. Being a couple takes some work and commitment. Date nights may take some work. The rewards are well worth it. Tell me about your plans. Tell me about your plans for a date night this month and let me know how it went. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and share your thoughts or questions.